Hello students, let us continue chapter 10, motion and measurement of distances. Today we are going to see the last part of the lesson. Before going to the topic, I want to give some instruction. Children, you are knowing about the unit exam. Second periodic test will be starting from 27th of this month. And the portion of science is lesson number 5, 6 and 7. Today we will be completing this lesson and tomorrow I will be sending the worksheet. Along with that, we will also be sending the revision worksheet of lesson number 5. And the coming days, you will get the revision worksheet of the other two lessons. You have to read the textbook very thoroughly and try to find out the answers of the questions given in the revision worksheet. Okay, and prepare very well for your test. Let us continue our topic, types of motion. You may have observed the motion of a vehicle on a straight road, march past your soldiers in a parade, or the falling of a stone. What kind of motion is this? Sprinters in a 100-meter race also move along a straight track. Can you think of more such examples from your surroundings? Here some examples of motions are given, like the vehicles on a straight road. Here you can see the vehicles moving on a straight road, march past by the soldiers, or the stone falling from a height, or a fruit falling from a tree, or the sprinters. Sprinters means the runners. They running along a 100-meter track. These are all examples of a type of motion which takes place on a straight line. This type of motion along a straight line is called a rectilinear motion, or it is also called a linear motion. What is rectilinear motion? The motion of an object along a straight line, along a straight path. It is called a rectilinear motion. Many examples are discussed here. The sprinters or the runners running along a track, the vehicles moving along a straight road, march past by the soldiers. These are all examples of rectilinear motion. Now we will see some other type of motion. Take a stone, tie a thread to it and whirl it with your hand. Observe the motion of the stone. We see that the stone moves along a circular path. The activity is given, take a stone, tie a thread to it and whirl the stone around your hand. You can see that the stone will be moving around a circular path. It moves along a circular path. This type of motion along a circular path is called a circular motion. And here you can see that the distance of the stone from your hand remains the same at all the points wherever the stone is, but the distance of the stone from your hand remains the same. This type of motion around a circular path is called a circular motion. We will see some more example for circular motion. The motion of the blades of the fan, or the motion of the hands of the clock, the motion of the wheel of the bicycle. These are all examples of circular motion. The electric fan or the clock by themselves are not moving from one place to another, but the blades of the fan rotate and so do the hands of the clock. If we mark a point anywhere on the blades of the fan or on the hands of the clock, the distance of this point from the center of the fan or the clock will remain the same as they rotate. That only in circular motion, the distance of the moving object from the center remains the same at all the points of motion. Now we will see some other type of motion. In some cases, an object repeats its motion after some time. This type of motion is called a periodic motion. Take the stone tied with a string that you used in activity 6. Now hold the string in your hand and let the stone hang from it. Pull the stone to one side and the other hand and let it go. This is a pendulum, something to have a lot of fun with and is something that will help us understand about the periodic motion. Motion of a pendulum, a branch of a tree moving to and fro, motion of the child on a swing, string of a guitar, or the surface of drums being played are examples of periodic motion where an object or a part of it repeats its motion after a fixed interval of time. Now we are going to learn about periodic motion. What is periodic motion? The motion that repeats at a regular interval of time. That is, after some time, such a motion is called a periodic motion. If an object repeats its motion after some time, such a motion is called a periodic motion. Periodic motion, the best examples are the pendulum of the clock. The pendulum of the clock, it will be starting from one point, it will go to second point, again from the second point, it will come back to the first point. That is the motion of the pendulum of the clock. Is an example of periodic motion. And also you can understand about a pendulum, how to make a pendulum. See, you take the stone and the thread used in activity 6. Now hold the string in your hand and let the stone hang from it. Hold the string or the thread in your hand and let the stone hang from it. Pull the stone to one side with the other hand and let it move. You can see that the stone will be starting to move from one point. It will come to second point. From second point again it will come back to the first point. This is called to and fro motion. From one point to second point and again from second point to the first point. This motion is called a to and fro motion. Also, it is called oscillatory motion. And some more examples of periodic motion are branch of the tree moving to and fro, motion of the child on a swing, string of guitar. These are all examples of periodic motion. And now we'll see. Did you observe a sewing machine as a part of activity 5? You must have observed that it remains at the same location while its wheels moves with a circular motion. It also has a needle that moves up and down continuously as long as the wheel rotates, isn't it? This needle is undergoing a periodic motion. Now we will take the case of a moving sewing machine. When the sewing machine moves, it does not change its position, but some parts of the machine undergoes many types of motion. See, if you consider the wheel of the sewing machine, it is undergoing circular motion. It is rotating, moving around a point. That means it undergoes circular motion. Now we will consider the needle. When the wheel rotates, the needle will be moving up and down. It will be undergoing to and fro motion. What is to and fro motion called? Periodic motion. So when the sewing machine moves, the wheels undergo circular motion. At the same time, needle of the machine exhibit a periodic motion. So two types of motion takes place at the same time. Can you find out some more example for that? The cycle. When the cycle rotates, wheel will be undergoing circular motion. Same time, it will be moving along the straight path. The cycle will be moving on the ground, moving forward in the ground. So it is undergoing rectilinear motion also. Okay, children. Have you observed closely the motion of the ball on the ground? Here, the ball is rolling on the ground, rotating as well, moving forward on the ground. Thus, the ball undergoes rectilinear motion as well as rotational motion. Yes, as I told the motion of the bicycle, here another example is given, motion of the ball. When the ball moves along the ground, it is undergoing circular motion or rotational motion. At the same time, it will be moving forward on the ground. So it undergoes rectilinear motion also. So motion of the ball around the motion of the ball along the ground is the example of circular motion and also rectilinear motion. Can you think of other examples that I told the circle motion of the cycle? We did many measurement activities and discussed some kind of motion. We saw that motion is a change in the position of an object with the time. When can we say that an object is in motion? We can say that an object is in motion if it changes its position with the time. The change in this position can be determined through the distance measurement. This allows us to know how fast or slow a motion is. The movement of the snail on the ground, the butterfly filtering from flower to flower, a river flowing along on a clear rounded pebbles, an aeroplane flying high up in the air, making jet trails, moon going around the earth, blood flowing inside our body. These are all examples of various types of motion. Everywhere around us, we can observe different types of motion. Okay, children, by this, the lesson is completing. Tomorrow, you will get the worksheet of this lesson and also the revision worksheet of lesson number 5. And be ready for your exams.